Yeah, it wasn't the shaking here, but the tsunami warning. This hit off the coast of Humboldt, and it was felt all throughout Northern California. Temblors being reported across the region. Some aftershocks, a lot of them, in the 3.0 range or so. The quake, though, caused that tsunami warning that really rattled the Bay Area. It was lifted about an hour after it was issued, but late morning today was dicey. KRON 4's Leslie Gooden joins us live from the newsroom now with the latest on how things are up in Humboldt. Hey, Leslie.
Hi there. Yes, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Northern California today, and the shaking was felt as far south as the Bay Area, and it triggered a short tsunami warning among coastal communities. Now, the earthquake hit at 10:44 this morning in Humboldt County, about 60 miles southwest of Ferndale, California, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. They tell us aftershocks could continue for a week. You can see here in this video some of the damage caused to businesses in Humboldt County. You can see a lot of items knocked off of shelves, and we also asked the USGS if there were any future concerns that we should keep in mind. The experts say that it is a complicated question, but share. They aren't surprised that this earthquake took place, but it was one of the bigger ones they have seen in a while. And as I mentioned before, this was felt all across Northern California. This is video from Sacramento, Vacaville, and Glenn County showing water splashing in swimming pools when that quake hit this morning. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom addressed the quake and tsunami warning earlier today.
Part of a protocol, tsunami warnings, anytime you're 5.0 or greater around a coastal region, typically goes into effect. It allows us to back off through abundance of caution. That was lifted. Nonetheless, we're concerned about damage, particularly in the northern part of the state, in Del Norte and Mendocino, in Humboldt County. As a consequence of that, I just signed off on a state of emergency, a declaration that will allow us to provide more resources, provide some of our National Guard resources as needed, access to state fairgrounds, waiving some contractual.
And according to USGS, at least 500,000 people received alerts on their phones, and over 500,000 alerts were sent via MyShake.
The things that really affect how much shaking people feel is how far they are from where the earthquake is generated and how deep that earthquake is in the crust. So in this case, the earthquake is not particularly deep. We're still working on a good estimate, but it's on the order of, 10 to 20 kilometers deep, but it's fairly far offshore. So if the earthquake happens farther away, there's less shaking. And in the case of the 1989 earthquake, it occurred underneath the Santa Cruz Mountains in the Bay Area, and the shaking radiated under a lot of urban areas. And, a lot of the damage was due to things like weak soils and liquefaction.
As of now, there have been no major reports of structural damage or landslides, and we will hear more from officials and those directly impacted by this quake coming up in the newsroom.